So, our movie review of X-Men Apocalypse.
which is not better than Days of Future Past.
No, I mean, I already seen this movie twice already. One on Friday night and one on Saturday night. And I'll say it didn't meet all of my expectations. It did meet some, and but I'll say for the most part I really enjoyed it, and I definitely thought it's one of the best X-Men movies.
Well, only best of three actually. Well,
Yeah,
okay,
well,
four. Tank if you count the Wolverine, then that's four.
now, yeah,
Let's break it down, dude.
was this better? Was this better than First Class and Days of Future Past? No,
First Class, yes. Days of Future Past, no.
Oh,
But let's break down into it though.
but what? But was this? But was it at least? Is it at least? Could we say at least was it? Better, not better, but was it at least in the same realm as Days of Future Past and First Class? I say so.
Well, let's actually talk about it. Let's talk about one thing that let's go back and forth. One thing we liked and one thing we
All
disliked.
right. Well, actually,
What did you like?
well. First off,
And
spoiler alert. I'll put that in the description. Saying spoiler
Can we say
alert.
that for the last movie review?
Yeah, but I'll put in the description spoiler alert. If you guys haven't seen it, don't watch it. If you don't, well, if you haven't seen it and you don't want to be spoiled, then
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 watch
click off.
and come back to this later.
Yeah, and click off and watch it when you have seen it. If
Alright.
you haven't seen it and you want to be spoiled, well, you're in for the ride.
So, what's one thing you liked about the movie, about Apocalypse?
Well, I definitely liked the performances. I liked the character. It was great to see the characters again. James McAvoy,
Who
being
is that again?
who played Professor X, the
Oh.
young Professor X.
Oh yeah, from 21.
You got the. I definitely love. You got the introductions of Cyclops
Yep, and Jean.
and Jean Grey, the Phoenix. Well, she becomes the Phoenix later on.
Yes, but of course sidetracking. It's kind of weird where if you freeze Wolverine from that stuff that was on his head, was like, okay, in the future they actually do hook up, even though it's kind of weird at the moment because
Yeah. So okay, yeah. Going back on the Wolverine, like they do show Wolverine in it just in one scene. They're rescuing Mystique, Quicksilver, and Quicksilver and Beast from the CIA, and Jean, Cyclops, and Nightcrawler do, and they release Wolverine, who's trapped in there in the scene, and he just messes up and kills all the troops that try and go after them.
Ugh.
And then before they leave, they have Jean Grey like
Remove his helmet.
remove his helmet and then bring memories back into his mind. And then he leaves.
Just one memory,
Yeah.
actually.
And then he leaves, and that's the last we see him in the movie. And I mean, yeah, like you said, it was weird seeing that because you're looking back on all the X-Men movies and you see Wolverine
They actually do hook
Wolverine
up.
and Jean Grey actually hooking up, and it's like,
Okay, that's fine.
That's it's kind of weird, but
When you look back on it now,
it's kind of weird, but it was fun. It was kind of like that nostalgia trip because you're like, oh, you're going back on this and you're seeing, oh, these guys, they're actually gonna hook up later in life.
yes, much later.
I would say though, as much as I give crap of Marvel for having a lot of humor, this had a good amount of humor.
Yes, but
Unlike other movies, but at least they got it right here with the amount of humor in this.
one thing to say about this one is, well,
And the humor was actually funny.
oh, definitely, but,
Especially at the end when Nightcrawler finally wakes up and he's like, "Hold on!"
yeah, like we're having a serious moment here.
And- yeah.
Wait, but one thing from me now. Well, it wasn't as good as Days of Future Past, but Quicksilver was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Especially the first time you see. Okay, the second time you see him, where explosion from the X Mansion. Okay, time to save everybody in such great comedic fashion. It's like
Oh yeah.
Quicksilver was just being Quicksilver. And
It was quite a thrill, and it was really funny seeing that.
Oh, and you? Oh, I'm here to
Well,
save my family too. Like that's your son.
yeah, he reveals that Magneto
No,
is his father.
they
Well, I
actually
mean,
get
they said that in Days of Future Past, right?
yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Did you guys see the Jungle Book?
No, not yet.
Well, this is my second time seeing it. I saw it last night with my friends. Well, I didn't really watch
Well,
it.
we're talking
We're
about
apocalypse right now, so
yeah,
we'll save that
but
for another segment.
we'll get your review of Jungle Book later on. What else? What do you think of Magneto's story where you see him with his family, and then they do the whole thing where his family
Gets killed by
his wife and kid gets killed off because
by the arrow. No, I know that was bad.
by the arrow,
So,
by the red arrow by Neville.
no, I was just thinking of Stephen Amell. I'm sorry about that.
Uh,
But it's like
Wrong universe. That's a DC universe.
the story. Okay, yes, I liked. Well, I don't remember the actor's name who plays the young Magneto.
Michael Fassbender.
Wait, Fassbender or Fastbender?
Fast, like there's no T. It's Fast. Fass.
Okay, Fassbender. That's gonna be my
Yeah.
yeah. Of course, I like the younger version of Magneto
No,
every
yeah,
time.
I
More awesome. Just
no,
like
I like Michael Fassbender. He's a good actor, and I think he's definitely good for the Magneto role. And especially with that storyline,
it was cute. It was nice, but it sucks that
But I mean, it made sense because Magneto is the villain, and
later on.
yeah, later on. But you see that
We Batman.
you see that because of the tragedies he's had in his life, he has to have that rage, that evil rage, and it shows here where Apocalypse takes advantage of that, and he's like, use your rage to be with us and to help
Return
us.
of the Jedi logic.
Well, more like Revenge of the Sith logic, because Luke doesn't do it. In Revenge of the Sith, Anakin becomes the one that turns to the dark side. Magneto actually turns to the dark side here.
For the second time. Oh, no, the first time. No, actually the second time.
Yeah.
But, hey, him being a villain again, that was cool. And it was actually, well, I won't say it was really... Actually, I'll say that for the dislikes, for what we didn't like. But overall, the way he performed, this was just amazing. He looked godlike with him retracting all that metal from the earth and just swirling around. This metal bending, it was just a great spectacle to see. Even the visuals, everything that we saw from the disaster.
Oh yeah, visuals obviously don't disappoint with
special effects. Yeah,
Marvels.
that's got to win an Oscar for special effects for this one.
The Apocalypse character himself.
Yes, even though
in the beginning and middle and throughout almost the entire movie, he was very threatening. Like the one thing, obviously the one thing Marvel does. Obviously, that they didn't do with Age of Ultron, that they didn't do here with Apocalypse is, make the villain, humorous and not take him seriously. They actually took this villain Apocalypse very seriously, and very threatening to the X-Men.
And for the most part, just spoke just like Bray Wyatt.
Yeah,
or Jake the Snake.
He was a Bray Wyatt pushed right. Just say that.
Except not looking like that though.
No, yeah. But Apocalypse was, to me, he was a good villain.
Wait, but what they actually made a meme like, oh, where Apocalypse speaks about bring the end of days, or some like making some type of speech like that, and then on the bottom says, then it's with Bray Wyatt on the bottom says, father?
No.
But
and the first time I see it, I remember being on the edge of my Not on the edge. I wasn't on the edge of my seat, but I was
not Dark Knight levels.
No,
of edge
no,
on your seat.
but I was getting into it, and the good thing about this is throughout this entire story, like usually I kind of drift off during these
for the villain backstory.
No, for most of the Marvel movies, to be honest, I kind of drift off and kind of like not pay attention that much because I'm not really interested. But this movie, I was hooked from the minute it started to the minute it ended.
I'm hooked for almost every Marvel movie, but it's a different story.
It's a different story for me, but I was hooked for this one. I was interested. I knew what was going on every moment, every scene, I knew it was going on, and I wanted to get excited about
And
this.
you're pretty much ready to go. Like, here we go. Let's do this.
And the story itself was really good.
No doubt about it.
You got Apocalypse, who has an actual goal, and that was to say that that everyone is weak now because of what's going on, and that
humans are ruling the world, not
Yeah.
really the mutants at all. They're in hiding.
and that he wants mutants. The mutants are his children because he's the god, and he wants to make them his children and to help them like enslave everybody and take over the entire
WWE.
world.
If you want to learn how to book Bray Wyatt right, watch this movie.
Oh yeah,
But
and have Bray Wyatt actually say, "And from the ashes of their world, we'll build a better one."
why?
But Oscar Isaac, definitely, I didn't doubt him playing this. He's a good actor himself.
Right.
I'm a fan of his. He was in Star Wars as Poe.
Wait.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, the guy who played Poe in Star Wars: Force Awakens.
Wait, are you
is
talking about
Apocalypse?
The pilot.
Yes,
He was. Wow.
he was Apocalypse.
That didn't even sound like him. I didn't even recognize his face.
Well, didn't you see in the beginning? In the beginning of the movie, where you see the transference between like Apocalypse and the
Other guy. Yeah.
and the guy that's becoming Apocalypse in that scene was Oscar Isaac. If you see him,
That didn't even look like him. The Poe looks more skinnier and more handsome like, but this guy.
well,
Just thought they were
Apocalypse is not meant to be handsome.
Well, let's a little bit, but well, hey, but for the most part, like
I guess we could go to the dislikes because.
Oh yeah, another thing for the visuals is like how Apocalypse enhanced everyone's powers. Everyone he touched, that was also cool. Seeing that transition, but we also can't forget Nightcrawler, bringing him back in.
Yeah, Nightcrawler. He was mostly the comedic relief of this.
Yes, even though he's one of my favorite X-Men, or at least before I liked Wolverine. No,
He's not my favorite, but
one of my favorites.
He's not my favorite, but I like Nightcrawler. He was good in this. And then yeah. What else? Yeah, I guess that's kind of it for the likes. What about dislikes for you?
Dislikes. So this would be like, oh great, I forgot what the dislike was. I guess it was how. Yeah, I can't. Wow, I had one dislike, but can't really think. Oh wait, we went back to this with like they brought back Wolverine. That was another thing.
What, that was a dislike?
No, I'm sorry. No, we have more stuff to talk about.
We did talk about Wolverine.
Oh.
Yeah.
Introducing Storm, that was kind of cool to see.
Yeah, young Storm was cool. Even
though it's not Halle Berry, but hey.
Yeah, obviously you see the young Cyclops, you see the young Jean Grey.
What? Wow.
You see.
Getting
that's what I also like. You see how the seeds are being planted for when that first X-Men movie came out.
Until it got retconned.
Yeah. But
What's
here's one of my dislikes for this. Is Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique.
What's wrong with Jeff Wilson? She okay, not in this film. She wasn't one of the best characters in there, but she was good though. She was still good.
Even my brother pointed this out, and
Nick or Steve?
Nick, I kind of agree with him on this. That
he
was telling me that she looked like she didn't even want to be there.
She was basically doing a Kristen Stewart.
Yeah, it's like she didn't have that much emotion
or enthusiasm.
Yeah, it's like she didn't have. She looked like she wanted to be back in a David O. Russell movie or to be back doing the Hunger Games.
Wait, so it's also corporate came in title like I'm going in there to do this movie.
Yeah, it's like
let's get this over with.
She was like being corporate Kane there. It's like I feel like she didn't want to. I feel like she didn't want to like act that well as she usually does in these movies.
Well, she said that she's not a hero. And no one really
I know, but still, I mean, just like the actress herself, like I feel like her as Mystique didn't fit with this.
What about the last film? That was definitely enthusiastic.
I don't know. I don't think in general she was the right choice for. I mean, that's just me. I didn't think she was the right choice for Mystique. I think they could have got somebody better.
I'm fine with it, but
I mean, that's just me. That's just my opinion.
well, would you rather have like the girl from Harry Potter do it? Emma Watson.
If she did good, I would have been fine with that.
What, have Mary Jane do it? No.
Kirsten Dunst. I hate to say it, but she's a little too old for that. I mean, she's not old. She's not old, but she's like. But
I can't believe we've come to that point now. Now we're calling the actors who were known, who were back in the 2000s, old now. Like, wow.
16 years, or 10 years or 15 years makes a lot of difference.
Yep.
But that was my one complaint. I mean, then you got the scene where he releases all the missiles in the air.
Like, what's the point of that?
and like nothing. There's nothing to establish that they don't dwell on that.
I just thought that was like, oh, this is gonna go up in the air and they're just gonna crash right
down.
down.
Yeah, I actually thought
like bam.
No, because like I was actually like that was like one of the scenes that was actually getting me hooked. I was like, oh my god, they're actually like
destroying the world.
He's actually gonna have nukes like go up in the air and like. Oh my god, is he actually gonna like pull him right down and like
nuke him?
I was like, my god, how are they gonna stop this? And then
no,
there was nothing to establish.
No point.
I remember walking in that theater. I'm walking out of that theater. I'm like, wait, did they do something with the missiles after that, or did I just
miss something? Yeah,
did I miss something?
Nope. Well,
I'm like, did they destroy the missiles? Did they do anything? Like, no, they're just there now.
Well, I guess. Well, I won't say. I don't think I actually think about it now. I don't think it's much of a dislike, but just like. The scene where Magneto is being brought back to Auschwitz. It was a bit disturbing, especially seeing how after everything he suffered through, just decided to destroy the entire facility. Even though it's probably what most people were thinking after the Holocaust finally ended. Was like it just seemed eerie. This with that scene.
Well, I wouldn't say that's a dislike though. I think it was a way. Because how else was Apocalypse going to go into his head and be like, look, you've lost so much. You've lost your family, and then you first lost your family here, and this is where your power was born.
Yeah.
And this, I thought this was the perfect scene because this is a way to like get Magneto to be like, remember where you came from, remember what happened in your life, and how you could and how much you have rage inside you because of that. Now you need to embrace that, embrace the hate, as Kane would say to John Cena.
Which he did not, but Fassbender did.
And plus, it kind of made sense in a way for Magneto too to just go with Apocalypse too, because he's wanted all over the world, and he was wanted in Poland. They found out in Poland that he was Magneto. And he for him it was like no turning back. People already hate him. Like there's no convincing people that he's gonna be good. So he just figured, hey, you know what? Might as well embrace it.
Yep, and well, oh wait, another like I can say is that rekindling conflict between Magneto and Professor X. Like, come on, like you don't have to do this. It's not who you really are. There's more than just how you started off with all this rage and pain. You are something much better than what you actually are. And then just Magneto turns away, just like it's predictable. It was still just tugging at her just a little bit though. Like it's just not worth it.
Yeah. And out of all the things that. Because we knew it was coming, you saw it in the trailer where you were wondering how Professor X was going to be bald.
Yeah, I think that's a small dislike, but they're like, yeah, just during the transformation, that's where he loses his hair. Like, okay, then.
Like, he loses hair during the transformation.
I thought it was something.
I mean, yeah,
I can buy into it. I can buy into it just a little bit, though.
I was kind of, so and so with that. I wasn't too big on it. At the same time, I wasn't gonna make a big deal. about it.
Oh wait, by the way, were you cringing a bit during when he got that angel guy to transform his wings into metal wings. Weren't you cringing a bit how?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that was-
I did cringe at that because you saw the ribs popping out.
Like ugh, like
That
the
was nasty.
Yeah, and that blood like ugh.
But but you like it anyways because that's the whole because it's not meant to be beautiful and spectacular and not a pretty sight to see.
Of course, unless they actually unless they just shot that out and just panned the camera over to a different angle, like, oh, we just hear him grunting, and then you get the wings, like, yeah, it's good.
What else from that movie?
I feel like there's the biggest compliment I can give this movie is like, I've never who knew the past was so entertaining and so awesome compared to the present.
I think that just epitomizes everything, everything we think about today. Just like why we live in the past is because we're so great, and today it just can't measure up.
You mean like TNA? Oh, I mean Impact Wrestling?
Yeah, it just everything can't measure up to the past.
No, it cannot, unfortunately.
But yeah, that's pretty much all we have for this movie. I mean, it was. Other than that, those are obviously small complaints.
But it was very promising though.
But it kept me hooked. It kept me hooked through this entire movie. It was entertaining. There was the humor amount in this was perfect.
Nothing too big, but
Yeah.
just something small.
And just everybody in this did their part well. Well, kind of except Jennifer Lawrence. I didn't think she did as a good enough job as everybody else. But everybody else did a good job. James McAvoy, who played Professor X, he's always good as that. I think what's his name? Nick Hulse, I think his name is, plays Beast, the young Beast. Michael Fassbender, obviously great as the young Magneto.
Always.
Always good as that. Oscar Isaac, again, very, very good as Apocalypse. I thought he played the part very well. And that's pretty much it. Out of 10?
I'll give it about an 8.5.
I'd probably... Maybe 8.6, 8.7 on that part.
Yeah, but when we compare it to Days of Future Past, that's definitely a 9.7.
Yeah,
That's-
or at least for me, 9.5.